avec plaisir. Dites-moi, donc qu'est-ce que vous attendez de moi? J'écoute et puis je fais des commentaires ou qu'est-ce que...
Oui, c'est ça, c'est ce qu'on comptait faire. Là, on va vous faire la présentation, comme a priori comme demain, sauf qu'on
D'accord,
sera un peu mieux habillé. Enfin, pour ma part en tout cas. Et, euh, et
ça va,
après,
moi aussi.
et après, voilà, oui, avoir un petit feedback général de ce que vous en pensez, quoi.
Ça marche, avec plaisir.
Est-ce que
Faire
tout
comme
d'abord
on a
vous
fait
nous entendez
PNL.
bien et vous nous voyez sans bug?
Ouais, aucun problème de mon côté. Et vous, ça va?
Moi ça va aussi.
Oui,
Ouais,
nickel.
parfait.
Ok, top.
Bonjour à tous.
Alors, on n'a pas le PowerPoint, Mohamed. Mohamed, est-ce que tu sais mettre le
Ah,
PowerPoint?
attends.
Ah,
Voilà. Ça marche?
parfait.
Voilà.
Cool.
Ah, déjà.
Voilà, on a
Donc
commencé.
la présentation se fait en anglais, donc à présent on va parler en anglais.
D'accord.
J'espère que nos accents vont pas trop... Enfin ouais. Quand tout le monde est prêt, on dit ok.
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 Ok, moi c'est bon.
Pareil pour moi.
Ok, parfait. Hi everyone, today we're gonna speak about better business. So let's start by a little table of content.
Mohamed,
Yes.
you can
Yes.
change the slide.
Okay, so we're gonna speak about the problematic of the presentation, the challenge of better business, the company's history, the team, the available data, the financial aspect with an important aspect for us, the motivation, the potential solutions, next steps, schedule, and we finish by a little conclusion. So we know that we live in a world under threat. We have lived through the last few years of opulence and wealth that have made the planet what it is today, a suffering and sick planet. Today, the younger generation are aware and can no longer hide from the truth. How is the surconsumption and the global warming? In this time, it is time to act. From this desire to change the world, a consciousness has been born within the company, which is translated by labels such as B Corp. This kind of certification helps company to transform into the company of tomorrow, respecting the environment and people in a clean and sustainability economy. Eliane Dupré founded Better Business 1 year ago with the desire to support this company. The objective of this very young company is to make the better international sustainability standards accessible to small and medium-sized Belgian companies. To do this, it has developed a prototype survey to help its clients acquire the B Corp certification. This prototype is called an MVP, which stands for Minimum Viable Product. What we were asked to do was to confront this MVP market to the market, at the lowest price as possible. We find Mrs. Dupre's project to be perfectly in keeping with the time. Moreover, also the problem of global warming is known to all. A lot of companies still do not know how to do the first steps. With Better Business, Eliane Dupré will be able to take them by the hands and help them in this new adventure. With her many years of experience in the field of consulting, Mrs. Dupré is without doubt the best person to help a client in the sustainable transition. So now we're gonna speak about our teams. I'm gonna start. I'm Level Ed, the director by the personality test. It's like it means that I love to go straight to the point. Let's show Clément. You can show yourself.
Okay, so I'm Clément Dekers. According to the 16 personality test, I'm the consul. Now Corentin.
Yeah, so I'm Corentin Charpentier, and according again to the 16th personality test, I'm an architect.
I'm Lauriane Lecroard, and I'm the mediator of the team.
I am Mohammed Dubad. I am the consulting of the team. Let's start. To start our approach of working, we have to first study the data that we have it, to approaching and figure out what's the solution it's gonna be in the next step. That we have right now some information about the competitors, who's our competitors in Belgium, who's gonna be our competitor, especially in the market, French market, that we are gonna target it. And we analyze also the financial information. We figure out some analysis about the liquidity, about the capital working, and about the ratios, how's the company financially that could survive in the future, how's gonna generate revenue in the future, and also some information about the markets that we are gonna entering in the Belgium. And this is right now some information that we have it right now, and we expected that some information that we needed for our solution, our scenario that we are gonna build it in the future, as we are going to take the scenario for building the platforms. We are trying to answer the questionnaire that we built the questionnaire, and we tried collecting the data about this questionnaire, and the lifetime values, and the customer acquisition cost, and monthly recruiting revenue, and the churn rate. All these metrics that we are gonna use it to give us some information how it's gonna run our business and how it's gonna entering the market. I will tell you more information about with my friend Lorian to tell how it's gonna be the financial.
Yeah, so it's me, Clément, and so let's now turn to the financial situation of Better Business. So for this analysis, we have based ourselves on the Excel sheet provided by the company. We took as main elements the balance sheet and the income statement. From these two elements, we calculate different ratios that we thought were interesting in the case of a startup. Here I'm going to present to you the two ratios that seem to us the most relevant. First, we analyze customer turnover and supplier turnover. So the customer ratio corresponds to the average time elapsed between the date an invoice is issued and the payment of the customers. The supplier ratio corresponds to the time the company will take to pay this invoice. So for the customer ratio, we took the claims divided by the turnover, multiplied by 1 year, so 365 days, and we obtain 119 days. This means that when the company issues an invoice to a customer, it's paid 119 days later. It's important here to mention that the customer account is expressed including VAT, while the turnover account is expressed excluding VAT. Therefore, we have to add the VAT amount to the turnover amount to reach 119 days. We have seen that not including VAT will influence the final result, and therefore the net result and the balance sheet. We will compare this ratio with the supplier ratio, and so to calculate this ratio, we will divide the commercial debt by the total expenses multiplied by 1 year, and so we obtain 97 days. This means that Better Business pays is suppliers 97 days after receiving the invoice. So we see that the company will pay its supplier in 97 days and will receive the money from its customers after 119 days. This means that we have 22 gap days. The customers' delay are too long. At some point, this could result in a negative cash flow and therefore require reserves. And so, however, this is not a concern because the company expects a good turnover in the future. We could only suggest the company to review its policy of debt negotiation to try to have longer deadline to pay. Then we analyze the financial autonomy ratio. So Mohamed, you can, yeah, thank you. This ratio measures the volume of the interim financing in the relation to the total financing that the company receives. The goal is to know if the company can face all its debt or if it has to resort to external financing. We will therefore see if our company is autonomous. To do this, we will take the equity divided by the total assets and multiply by 100 to obtain 80%. We can see that the company is self-sufficient because it usually needs a minimum of 20% to be self-sufficient. We can therefore say that Better Business is able to meet all its debt and even invest if it wishes to do so. And so with the current crisis, banks are afraid to grant loans to their clients. And so the fact that Better Business is largely autonomous, we could advise it to make intercompany loans between its consultancy company and its certification company, B Corp, to make the latter evolve by investing money in the development of its platform. So currently we have done the exercise for the year 22 to see how the financial situation was at the time. Our goal for the rest of the work is would be to compare the year 22 and the year 23 to see if it's possible to use money for launch the platform of the quantitative or the quantitative study that we need to be, etc. That we have decided to carry out to launch the MVP of the company. So now Lorena will explain the motivation of the company.
Thank you, Clément. I will now talk about the motivation of the company. With the climate challenges we are facing, the idea came naturally to develop a long-term benefit economy within companies that will take into account the environment. For this, a platform is the tool chosen by Better Business. It will guide all the actors of the organization through taking their decisions regarding the environment and not the profit. Eliane, the founder, wants to use her business as a force for good and drive other companies to do the same. That's why Better Business will help other companies become also a force for good and form, therefore, a better world. So far, the main concern was the customer. We would put all the resources in them, but that's not the case anymore, because we now take into account the environment. The company wants to develop and spread a new way of thinking that doesn't contain the capitalism we used to see. It's normally difficult for the SME to have access to consultancy services because they don't have access to pay that because of their income. And this is why Better Business offers consultancy services associated to the B Corp certification and therefore as well as carbon balance sheets and non-financial reporting at a lower cost. As explained in the vision, Better Business is willing to play a role in building a better world, while the B Corp assessment is becoming increasingly popular. I will now let Corentin talk about the expected outcomes.
Yeah, we will skip that part, unfortunately, because we don't have enough time to do that within 20 minutes. But Lauriane, please keep up to the potential solution and we'll go back to the financial parts after that.
Of course, no problem. So Better Business offers consulting services, as I was saying. The goal of their MVP is to help companies achieve certification. So what's an MVP? An MVP is a product development process that aims to show the initial version of the product in order to make the necessary changes. The objective is to save time and to be able to launch the project on the market by providing only the basic functionalities. However, the product must be operational and the consumers need to want to buy it. So the launch of the MVP follows the lean startup method, which consists of launching the product on the market, testing it, adjusting it if necessary, and thus find the most suitable solution to the customer's desires. But to avoid expensive, large-scale changes, we could ask current Better Business customers to test this new tool to get feedback on how it works and make change as needed. Performing also a SWOT analysis to identify the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of such a platform could allow us to see if the project is viable in the long term or not. However, before launching the product on the market, it would be ideal to carry out a benchmark in order to know if the project can succeed. We could look at the company's competitors and therefore see what tactics the leaders are using to stay ahead of the market. In view of the specific nature of this sector, certain information remains beyond our reach. Nevertheless, we will try to collect all possible information in order to provide the company with the best solution. In order to promote the launch of an MVP, a specific budget will have to be allocated, but still needs to be discussed with Better Business. In addition to testing the platform with potential customers, we could conduct a survey of companies that are interested in acquiring the B Corp certification. Once the results of the survey are analyzed, we can suggest to Better Business some points to improve or change with the product. But Corentin, what about the financial part?
Okay, so for the financial part, of course, the cost will vary depending on the modification the company will have to do regarding his platform. For the modification of the MVP, there is two options, outsourcing the development or hiring a dedicated developer. It seems that right now the best option is to outsource the production because it will be cheaper. Of course, as mentioned earlier, we will do some survey in order to get as much feedback as possible and to change the MVP if it's needed. But in regard of the competitor, Better Business tend to offer lower price. For example, Moment Impact, which is one of the main competitors of Better Business, offer various consultancy services with an offer of €12,500 for a complete accompaniment of the company through the B Impact assessment. This lower price allows the company, in case of an emergency cost, to, in theory, still increase a little bit his prices in order to cover the expenses. All this information will allow us to draw some conclusion in order to help the company with his projects. So now for the next slide, Mohamed. Yeah, now the methods to solve the problem. To address this issue, we will proceed strategically to avoid unpleasant surprises at the last moment. We will all work together, dividing up the work by doing a lot of peer review and having weekly meetings. We'll set up meetings for 2 hours every Monday, so if anyone have an issue or question, we can figure it out during those meetings. Once everyone has finished their part of the work, we will do some peer review just to make sure everyone did it properly. We will also divide the different tasks from week 9, and we will set up deadline from week 10, so that the SWOT analysis, the and the financial analysis part are finished as soon as possible. Concerning the quantitative study, we will do it all together. We think that gathering several brains will be more efficient if we want to create a good questionnaire. Once the questionnaire is created, we will send it to several companies and we will start the analyzing part in week 11. We will prepare the slide for the presentation after that so that everyone can be familiarized with the presentation and be ready for the final assessment. Concerning the relationship with the company, we will try to organize meeting once a week with the company to explain our evolution, our way of thinking, and our idea. And we will also ask the assistant to do some meeting just to be sure we are on the right tracks. So that was our presentation. Thank you for your attention, and if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask them.
Nice.
Pardon.
Bravo, bravo, c'est top. Pardon, vous voulez faire d'abord des commentaires entre vous ou
Alors, j'en ai juste un petit, Clément, juste quand tu parles de la taxe sur la valeur ajoutée, c'est VAT et pas VAT, parce que c'est une abréviation.
Ah, ok.
Je voulais te faire ça pendant les autres présentations, mais j'avais oublié. Comme ça, maintenant, je suis sûr que je te l'ai dit. Voilà.
Ok, nickel. Et moi, justement, j'avais une petite question par rapport à cette partie-là, justement, parce que j'avais, justement, pour Eliane, je me demandais si, en fait, donc, je dis que comme solution par rapport à l'autonomie financière, vous pourriez, enfin, vu que voilà,
Oui.
en ce moment, via les crises, c'est difficile d'avoir des prêts. Et donc, je me demandais si
Oui.
vous étiez une société, enfin, si la société de consultance était directement reliée à la société que vous, enfin, l'autre société où vous travaillez en tant que, enfin, pour développer la plateforme, si c'était une seule société ou deux sociétés différentes. Je sais pas si vous comprenez ma question.
Oui, oui, tout à fait. Écoute, on y a réfléchi. À ce stade-ci, on va garder tout dans une seule structure.
Donc Better
Ok.
Business, c'est une
Parce que
extension
c'est-
de la consulting que vous faites déjà.
Pardon?
Better Business, c'est la step d'après, le prolongement de votre activité que vous faites déjà en fait.
Better Business, oui, c'est
La
une SRL dans laquelle je regroupe pour le moment tout, quoi.
Ah ok, parce que
Ok, ouais, donc c'est ça.
Ok, ça va.
Ok,
Donc c'est entre guillemets faux de dire que je peux faire entre guillemets, parce que la solution que j'avais trouvée, enfin qu'on avait trouvée, c'est vraiment en fait de pourquoi pas, vu qu'on a vu que la situation financière était vraiment bien et que si vous étiez autonome, faire pourquoi pas, vu que c'est compliqué d'avoir des prêts,
Ouais.
comment est-ce qu'on dit ça, des prêts mais entre sociétés en fait. Mais donc c'est faux de dire ça étant donné que c'est une seule société elle-même quoi.
Oui, c'est une seule société. Et
Ok, ça va.
ouais. Et
Ok,
tu
ça
sais, oui, il n'y a pas assez d'argent pour faire des transferts de l'une à l'autre. Mais ça peut commencer à être intéressant si je veux faire monter quelqu'un dans le capital, faire une augmentation de capital pour venir, enfin, pour aller chercher de l'argent chez quelqu'un qui a envie d'investir, le faire monter dans le capital. Alors là, j'envisage effectivement éventuellement de séparer et de faire deux sociétés différentes, une pour la consultance et une pour la plateforme, pour essayer de garder un maximum de mainmise sur la philosophie, etc., quoi.
now the scenario
Okay,
you are
okay.
gonna build it. You are gonna be specialized in the B corporation, or you are gonna holding a program of consulting. You understand my question?
I don't think so.
You said before when we call you the first time, you said you are not sure which scenario you are gonna choose to doing a SaaS. You are gonna deliver the service 24 hours, and the companies they use the tool that you are proposing to measure their success or they are achieving the level of B corporation, or you are a company you are accompanying the companies to holding all the process of program of sustainability or the things. Which
Yes.
track you are going you choose? Because we said based on the track based on the scenario, the information, the data will be different. For example, if you build the platform, the information that you needed to crack up and to analyze the market will be different.
Okay, I understand, and actually the decision to do so or not will depend on the analysis we are doing for the moment, you know. The decision are not taken for the moment. For the moment, I will use this platform for me to make grow better business and the consultancy services.
In general.
And, sorry?
In general, you said.
Yes, I think the idea for the moment is to use this platform for my clients to support them in the certification process. But because it allows me to have money, and with this money I can invest in the platform, and why not in the future having a kind of platform that can live by herself, you know, by itself, that I can sell to clients without consulting services.
Okay, because the works of the platform, it will be different, the works that you are just holding your customer, attracting your customer on your platform.
Yes, because this platform, for the moment, I can use it now. I can help clients to use it. But if I want this platform to perform by itself, I have to add features.
Yes.
I have to add a lot of things. So
Yes.
I have to invest in it. And how can I invest for the moment is by giving the money I have for the moment. So it's a scenario that I realize it's the most reasonable for the moment, without taking too much risk, by putting a lot of money in a platform to make it useful for people without my consultancy services. So for the moment, 1 year, 2 years, I will use it for me, for myself, for client I know, etc. And I will add, I will invest in it little by little, step by step. And at the end, what I would like to have is a platform that I can sell to other consultants.
Okay.
And I think it's the best way to do, because it's only when you work with your clients, you understand the needs, that you can do a platform that has sense for them.
Yes.
So it takes time. It takes time to understand the needs of the client.
Of course.
I think a lot of people wants to do a platform and just sell it, just to say, I sold the platform, I'm an IT, I sold the platform, and okay, you receive this platform, but it's not really connected with the reality.
No, of course.
And this is something I would like to avoid.
Because
that's why I give me 1 year, 2 years, invest in it step by step, not too much. And then afterwards, when I'm really sure about my platform, I'm really sure it helps, then I would like to invest a lot of money with maybe investors to make it, independent from me.
Okay. Now you are gonna, by your platform, you will be more specialized by getting the certification, or you will be holding package of service?
Sorry, I didn't catch this.
Now you will be more concentrating for helping the companies getting B code certification, or you will hold different things in your platform?
Both of them. I use my experience with my clients to improve the platform.
Okay.
I do both.
And do you have any feedback about our presentation except this part? Do you have any comments to do? Vous avez des commentaires du coup à faire sur ce qu'on a dit? Est-ce qu'on a dit des grosses fautes? Est-ce qu'on a
Pas du tout.
Ok, ouf.
Pas du tout. Je trouve que vous avez non, je trouve que vous avez super bien capté les enjeux, les difficultés, la motivation derrière, etc. Oui. J'ai entendu deux choses à la fois que j'étais pas assez. C'est le jeu, la seule petite peut-être contradiction, la seule chose à clarifier, c'est que j'ai entendu d'un côté, si je me trompe pas, que je dois augmenter mes prix, et d'un autre côté que je ne veux pas augmenter mes prix pour rester accessible aux PME.
Alors ouais, en fait, cette partie-là, donc après avoir un petit peu regardé le marché, on a vu que vous étiez en dessous de la moyenne. Donc par exemple, je prends l'exemple alors le nom m'échappe à chaque fois, Moment Impact.
Ouais.
Et en fait, c'est très très bien de rester en dessous du prix du marché.
Ouais.
Et en fait, ce que j'essaye de dire, c'est que si jamais il y a une augmentation, si effectivement, quand vous lancez le MVP, on se rend compte qu'il faut faire des grosses modifications,
Ouais.
le fait d'être un peu plus cher vous permettra toujours de pouvoir augmenter le prix, le cas échéant un petit peu, augmenter un petit peu votre marge, pour pouvoir absorber le coût lié au développement surprise d'une feature nécessaire, ou ce genre de choses.
C'est ça.
Voilà.
Mais tu vois, ouais. Et alors, ce qu'il faudrait que j'essaie de faire, et ce que j'aimerais bien réussir à faire pendant la première et deuxième année, c'est quand même réussir à faire payer cette plateforme et que cet argent-là ne serve que à investir dans la plateforme, justement, pour l'améliorer, pour que dans 2 ans, disons, si je vais chercher des investisseurs, j'ai déjà une plateforme qui est chouette, qui est bien aboutie, etc., quoi. Et j'en suis pas très loin, je crois. Mais c'est vrai, et je vois aussi que le problème que vous allez peut-être rencontrer, c'est de savoir à quel point il faut travailler sur cette plateforme et à quel point il faut investir dedans pour faire un plan, quoi. Est-ce qu'il faut quelqu'un qui travaille 5 heures dessus par semaine ou il faut un full-time? Tu vois?
Ouais, ok, donc ça c'est des choses effectivement qu'on va pouvoir un petit peu regarder.
Ouais. Voilà, il y a ça peut-être à préciser, tu vois, faire un scénario. Bon, évidemment, il y a du travail full-time, hein. Il y en a, c'est certain. Mais juste, je n'ai pas l'argent pour payer quelqu'un full-time pour le faire. Donc, il faudrait faire peut-être 2 scénarios, un scénario mi-temps, un scénario full-time, pour voir un petit peu ce que ça coûterait.
Ouais, tout à fait. Et alors, j'ai une question effectivement. Donc, votre MVP, vous êtes pas loin de pouvoir avoir un produit qui est disponible. Est-ce qu'à un moment vous pourriez nous le partager?
Oui, avec plaisir.
Ok.
Ouais, dès que c'est possible. Il y a pour le moment un gros bug, mais je reste calme.
C'était beau, on a fixé ton bug.
Pardon?
C'était beau, on a fixé ton bug pour le site.
Ah d'accord, ok, merci.
Mon frère, il est ingénieur. Il est ingénieur de informatique, de web Android aussi.
C'est vrai?
Oui, il est très spécialité pour ça. Il est déjà fait avant de plateforme pour sport, de plateforme de data aussi. Mais je vois que tu veux faire plus personnellement pour Better Business. Si vous avez des expériences, essayez vendre cette expérience par produit, par utiliser cette plateforme. C'est ça, je compris, mais
je crois pas que j'ai compris le goodwill.
What I'm thinking, you have the experience of this domain and you try to sell it by using the platform, and you grow up small by adding some feature in your platform.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
More personally, if I look, it will be more personal person, not a company that is growing like there is a lot of investing or doing that. You, you understand what I mean?
I'm not sure.
I said you grow up personally, not like you are joint venture, some investor, they grow up with your business.
J'ai pas compris.
Donc,
I grew up personally?
Yes.
Yes, of course, every day.
No, I mean by the Better Business, there is no other company. They are partnership with you, or you just you develop the business based on your personal what you have as experience, and you try to sell this experience.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
Okay.
Ok.
Moi j'avais une question pour revenir un peu sur cet appel. Au niveau du dynamisme, au niveau du support qu'on a utilisé, etc. Vous avez des reproches ou quoi? Peut-être un peu plus sur la forme ou quoi? Ou vous avez trouvé de manière générale on était professionnel, assez agréable à écouter?
Ouais, super pro, franchement.
N'hésitez pas, hein, parce que...
Non, mais parce que moi, des présage, j'en vois pratiquement tous les jours. Et donc, vous êtes tout à fait au niveau de ce qu'on voit au niveau professionnel. Donc, non, c'est très chouette. C'est très bien fait.
Au niveau des transitions entre nous, chaque partie, ça allait aussi?
Oui, ça allait aussi. Il y a juste la partie finance. Donc là, j'ai bien compris, il y a une première présentation. Et après, c'est toi, Corentin, qui revient sur les finances par après?
Ouais, c'est pour les solutions, en fait, éventuellement pour le lancement du MVP.
Ok, c'est ça. D'accord. Ok, non, écoutez, moi, franchement, super, quoi. C'est très clair. Vous avez capté quel était le contexte, quels étaient les besoins, quelles étaient les difficultés. Vous avez organisé votre travail, vous l'avez divisé entre vous. J'ai l'impression que c'est clair pour chacun d'entre vous. Donc, moi, je vous donne 100% confiance pour la suite.
C'est assez clair sur ce qu'on va dire, sur ce que vous attendez de nous pour la suite.
Oui, tout à fait. Ouais, tout à fait.
C'est un point important que les pros se rendent compte qu'on a les idées claires pour la suite.
Oui, ça, franchement, ça passe bien. On voit que c'est clair pour vous ce que vous voulez faire et enfin, où vous vous trouvez maintenant et où vous voulez aller ensemble.
Okay.
Donc, ouais, ça transparaît très, très bien.
Top.
Ouais. Par contre, je suis tellement curieuse sur le outsourced et sur la solution que vous allez conseiller.